Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's both respected and, for some, deeply controversial. We're talking about the Red Cross. For most of us, that iconic red cross on a white background is a universal symbol of help, of compassion in the face of disaster. It represents humanity at its best, rushing in when things are at their worst. From earthquakes to war zones, the Red Cross is there a beacon of hope for millions. But what if I told you there's another side to this story? A side that's much darker, filled with questions, and shrouded in controversy. Over the years, a steady stream of reports and investigations have painted a more complex picture. It's a story of good intentions potentially going astray. And it forces us to ask some really tough questions about one of the world's most famous humanitarian organizations. So today, we're going to peel back the layers and look at the controversies that have followed the Red Cross. Stick around, because what we uncover might change the way you see that symbol forever. Let's start with what the Red Cross is known for: fundraising. When a disaster strikes, they are incredible at mobilizing public support and raising enormous sums of money. But a recurring question has haunted the organization for decades. Where does all that money actually go? Perhaps the most famous case is the 2010 Haiti earthquake. It was a catastrophe of biblical proportions, and the world opened its heart and its wallets. The American Red Cross alone raised nearly $500 million, promising to help rebuild homes and communities. But years later, investigative journalists from ProPublica and NPR dug into the results. What they found was shocking. Despite the massive fundraising, the organization had only managed to build a total of 6 permanent homes. 6. So, where did the other hundreds of millions go? The Red Cross claimed the funds went to other vital projects, like providing temporary shelters, repairing infrastructure, and funding health programs. However, critics pointed to exorbitant administrative costs, complex internal bureaucracy, and a significant lack of transparency. The promise to rebuild Haiti seemed to have evaporated into a maze of logistical challenges and overhead expenses, leaving many donors feeling betrayed and Haitians still waiting for the help they were promised. And unfortunately, Haiti wasn't an isolated incident. After Hurricane Katrina devastated the Gulf Coast in 2005, similar criticisms emerged. Donors gave generously, but stories surfaced of slow response times, logistical failures, and aid not reaching the people who needed it most. Again, the organization was criticized for prioritizing public relations and fundraising over effective, on-the-ground relief. These patterns raise a fundamental question. Is the Red Cross more effective at collecting money than it is at spending it? The issue of financial transparency and administrative bloat has become a persistent shadow that the organization JESCO-UN seemed to shake. And for money, it undermines the very trust that is essential for any charity to function. But the controversies don't stop with just finances. There are also deeply troubling ethical concerns that have come to light. We're talking about misconduct by staff in the very places they are supposed to be providing safety and relief. In recent years, reports have surfaced detailing allegations of fraud, corruption, and even sexual exploitation by aid workers in disaster-stricken and vulnerable communities around the world. These are places where people have lost everything and are at their most desperate. The idea that individuals representing a symbol of trust could exploit that power is horrifying. Organizations like the Red Cross have acknowledged these issues and have policies in place to prevent them. But critics argue that enforcement is weak and accountability is often lacking. When these scandals break, they not only harm the victims directly, but also erode the public's faith in all humanitarian work. It creates a crisis of trust. Then there's the even more complex issue of neutrality. The Red Cross and Red Crescent movement operates under the core principle of impartiality, meaning they are supposed to provide aid to anyone in need, regardless of which side they are on in a conflict. But in war zones, this neutrality is constantly tested. There have been accusations that certain national branches have been co-opted or influenced by local governments or armed groups. For example, in conflict zones like Syria or Ukraine, questions have been raised about whether aid distribution is truly impartial, or if it's being directed in ways that favor one side over another. This puts the Red Cross in an impossible position. Navigating these political minefields is incredibly difficult, but any perceived bias real or not, can have life or death consequences and undermine the organization's core mission. So, where does this leave us? Is the Red Cross a flawed hero or a symbol of broken promises? The truth is, it's complicated. There is no denying the immense good the Red Cross does. Every single day, its volunteers and staff save lives, provide comfort, and deliver essential aid to millions of people in crisis. For many, they are a literal lifeline. The organization's blood drives are critical to healthcare systems worldwide, and their first aid training has empowered countless ordinary people to become lifesavers. But we can't ignore the shadows. The persistent issues of financial mismanagement, lack of transparency, ethical failures, and political entanglements are real. They are not just rumors. They are documented problems that the organization has struggled with for years, so perhaps the Red Cross is a mirror, reflecting both the best of human compassion and the worst of our institutional failings. It shows us that good intentions aren't always enough. Effective, accountable, and transparent action is what truly matters. As donors and global citizens, it's our responsibility to stay informed and demand that accountability. Supporting humanitarian work is crucial, but so is ensuring that our support is making a real difference. What are your thoughts on this? Have you had experiences with the Red Cross, good or bad? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this deep dive interesting, please give this video a like and subscribe for more content that goes beyond the headlines. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.